didn't think this would ever happen, but here I am reviewing a tablet. So XP Pen for some reason decided, oh hey, we like your stuff, could you review this tablet? And I was like, well, sure. Honestly, I didn't think it was actually like for real, but a part of me was like, oh, maybe people are just fucking with me. But no, yeah, here it is. And now I'm gonna unbox the thing and I guess review the thing in that order. I also figured, like, you know, people want to know what I use and what programs I use, what hardware, what software, so this would be a good time for me to demonstrate that, I suppose. I'm gonna do some hand gestures here just so it looks more interesting. Can you tell I've never done one of these before? Yeah, anyway, so yeah, I guess we'll get to the unboxing part. And yeah, I'll see where this goes. Oh, cute. So, oh. This is interesting packaging. Okay, so you got your tablet, wire, alright. Oops. Yep, I'm definitely never done this before. Okay, so already, see a lot of differences with this tablet compared to the one I use. Well, first, before I discuss that and compare and contrast, I'll show you what's in the box, which is this. Pretty straightforward. I don't know what this is. You got your nibs for your pen in a little packet. You got a thing to tell you where to download the drivers. You got your warranty policy. You got your quick guide. You got your thank you. You got your quick guide. Okay, well, as a veteran tablet user, I'm sure I can get the hang of it without referring to that, but let's just take another look at this. Okay, before I take off the neat looking plastic, I'm gonna actually do a quick comparison. This is the pen, by the way. I hope it's focusing. It's really light. It's because it's really tiny, which, you know, it's lighter than the pen I use, I mean with the tablet, which I'll just tell you, I use, oh gosh, my tablet's like dusty as fuck right now, but anyway, what I was using before was a Huion, oh focus please, H610 Pro tablet, which is bigger in size, just so you can get an idea. But bigger doesn't always mean better. We'll find out. Maybe. Like the H610, like any tablet of this variety, of this kind, you got your hotkeys. Now, the Huion H610 has more hotkeys on the side. I'm just going to show you again to compare. And they have like, you know, little symbols and stuff. I don't know if you can see. Do I usually use all the hotkeys though? Not really. So maybe less is more. I'm gonna see. I usually just do keyboard shortcuts anyway. So it doesn't really, I don't think it's much of a loss to have fewer hotkeys. And just peel off this. Oh yes. Do you hear that? Music to my ears. So the XP pen G960 looks smaller, but I think the surface area is about here. So I don't know if that means comparatively it looks to be about the same in terms of surface area, maybe a bit smaller, but I'm used to working on a smaller tablet, as my first tablet was Wacom Bamboo, which was about this size or even smaller. One thing I wanted to compare though was the pens. Now this is the Huion H610 pen. It has the buttons and everything, looks pretty nice, I guess. And it's already super light because it's a battery-free stylus. Now if you compare it to this one, this is like, XP pen is even tinier and lighter. And like, you know, it's crazy light. I mean, so I'm wondering, you know, just how much more naturally this will be on my hand, but I might be used to this in terms of width, but I think that, well, I mean, I'm gonna see once I test it out on some software, but I think if anything, you can maybe increase the width if you're used to something thicker with some tape or something. Or even one of those things you put on pencils. I forget what they're called. They're like little armbands of your pencil, because I think it's just like small enough. This is basically the size of like, it's even smaller than, it's basically a pencil in terms of width. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know, maybe I'm just like, I haven't had like that many tablets in my life, because I'm a if it ain't broke, don't buy a new one kind of girl. Obviously, I've bought new tablets because they were broken or something. But yeah, anyway, so I'm excited to test this out. Wondering what these are. I think I'll consult the manual to find out. Give me a second.
Soon after.
Oh, you know what? The Star G960, this thing, apparently compatible with Android devices, like your phone. So I'm thinking, with my deductive reasoning, not because I quickly looked through and I found out, but I'm pretty sure these are to connect, focus? These? Yeah. I'm sure that these are used to connect to your phone, your tablet to your phone, which will be neat to test out. I'll see if I could test it out on my phone. I have an Android, which I'm using to record this right now because I don't have a fancy camera. But yeah, that's gonna be neat. And that'll be one of the tests I performed today. So anyway, so that's what you got when you open a box. You got the tablet, you got the, you know, your cable, you got your these doodads, you got your nibs, standard fare, you got, oh, I don't know what this is. I'll find out and I'll probably edit in the information, I guess, like an idiot. Anyway, so there you have it for the unboxing. I hope this was neat.
Later.
So installation was fairly easy, required a restart and all that, the usual. So the interface of the menu is pretty straightforward. You have your customization of the pressure sensitivity and all of that. I used 2 monitors, so it was great that it was able to function on both at the same time. At first I wasn't like sure if it would, but thankfully it did. One thing I forgot to go over upon the unboxing is the specs of the tablet. So the working area of the tablet is about 8.35 by 5.33 inches, which I would have to compare for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's about the same working space or working area as maybe the Wacom Bamboo tablet. Don't quote me on that, I would have to check to make sure, but it looks roughly the same. So the shortcut keys are actually customizable. You could tailor the shortcuts to your preferences. I didn't really spend a lot of time doing that. I just kind of used the default. I found that the buttons were a little loud. They're very clickety-clackety compared to tablets I'm used to, but they functioned fairly well. So yeah, installation was easy. Getting my tablet plugged into my tower, not so easy. I actually have a big tower on my floor, and I'm used to, having a long USB cord, so usually, I could use a tablet no problem. However, the G960, the USB wire isn't detachable, and it's fairly short, which could be a problem if you're like me and you have a big ass tower on the floor and you need to reach it. So my remedy for this was basically moving my tower like right next to my chair and plugging it in because I had no choice. But yeah, if you are working with a tower and it's pretty far from you, or the USB port is like in the back or something, it might be a pain in the ass to use with this, so I would definitely use this tablet with a laptop exclusively. Another thing I've noticed is the pen needs to be very close in order for it to register. Not that like it's supposed to register when you're like far away from the tablet, but I'm used to sort of when I'm changing positions on the canvas, the cursor sort of follows me where I'm going, whereas with this one it doesn't super register right away. It just sort of lags and pops in when you're close enough to the tablet. This isn't like a huge issue or anything, but it's just something I noticed. What can be a little bit of an issue is the nib. It doesn't always match the placement, or I guess the registration of the nib on the tablet doesn't always match the placement of where I think it's going to be or where it's supposed to be. It's slightly off, which I don't know if I should chalk it up to a issue with the tablet itself or an issue within me having 2 tablets installed on my computer. And again, it's not like a huge issue if you're sketching and you're going really fast, but if you're trying to do close detail work, I could see it being a little like annoying, or I could see it being a bit of a setback. Now, onto programs. My main program for drawing is Photoshop Creative Cloud. We're on 2019 now. I'm pretty sure I have it updated to the latest version. So this is what I use for pretty much all of my illustrations and background art and all of that. It's the program that's featured in most of my speed paint videos, if not all of them. Yeah, and I found that it worked pretty well, registered well, the shortcuts registered well, the pressure sensitivity was on point. Supposedly the G960 has 8,192 levels of pressure sensitivity, and yeah, I could see that. It definitely, the pressure sensitivity isn't an issue, and if I wanted it, I can make it even more responsive to the pressure, if that's even a term. Yeah, it definitely registered well. What I'm showing in this, probably in this demonstration, is how it works with the basic brushes on Photoshop. Next, I decided to test it out on Clip Studio Paint, a program that I'm not super familiar with, but I've been trying to get more familiar with for comic making and all that. My feelings about the program aside, the tablet functions well with it. Like Photoshop, the pressure sensitivity is there. The strokes are all good, everything's on point. Similar, issues with figuring out where the nib is, I guess, to to put it one way. The tracking is a bit off, but it still functions really well. All in all, works well in Clip Studio Paint, works well in Photoshop. Next, I got tested on my animation program of choice. The program I've used for pretty much all my animations ever, TV Paint Animation Pro 10. And yeah, it works fairly well. Same thing as everything else. Yeah, the pressure sensitivity is on point. No issues here really. Pretty much functions the same as Photoshop, Clip Studio Paint. Everything works fine. Everything works well. So all in all, I can assume that it's going to run about the same as all the other programs it claims to work on. And even though TV Paint wasn't listed as one of the programs that it's compatible with, it worked super fine, super well, just as it does everything else. Now, one thing that I kind of alluded to, I think, in my initial unboxing was the fact that the Star G960 works with Android phones and tablets. So with the adapter, you could actually plug this thing into your phone, and if you have a drawing program, it theoretically should work fine. I basically downloaded 2 drawing programs, one that was listed as one of the ones that function with it and one that wasn't listed. That being Photoshop Sketch as the unlisted one and Autodesk Sketchbook as one of the ones on the list. Now, the phone functionality is okay, so you need to make sure your screen rotation or the auto rotate thing is off first of all, and then it should work fine. Sometimes it doesn't super register right away because I found that it unplugs fairly easily. I had to remove my phone case in order to have it plugged in properly, and even then it slipped out or was disconnecting. That could be an issue that varies between phone type. The tablet itself works pretty well on the phone, but I find that the apps, the drawing apps on Android devices leave much to be desired. I don't know, maybe I'm just inexperienced with them or I'm just stupid, I don't know, but I found that even with a tablet it was a little difficult to draw on these programs. For one thing, it was hard to tell where the cursor was. The cursor was either invisible or very, very tiny, so it's really tough you don't really have an idea of where you are when you're drawing, so it makes drawing real hard. Now, this could be a tablet issue, I'm sure, in terms of connectivity, but I found that the pressure sensitivity was weird, particularly near the end of when I was experimenting on Autodesk Sketchbook. Of these 2 programs, I think I would go for Autodesk Sketchbook. For one thing, they have like an option for pens, functions with the idea of pens in mind. This could be a good alternative if you're on the go or you don't have a computer of your own and you want to draw digitally. This is definitely something to consider. It's not perfect by any means, but again, it could be an applications thing. It's not a feature I would use, but I can imagine it's something that might excite some people. So, final thoughts. The XP Pen Star G960 is a pretty good tablet. I would say it's a good tablet for beginners. If you are starting out, like if you're young and you want to try digital drawing and you don't want to break the bank, or you don't want your parents to break the bank, if you can't afford a fancy tablet, or you don't want to spend too much on something that you might not like, this is a good option. This is a good digital drawing starter kit kind of thing. Pair this up with a free program like GIMP and you got pretty much, a good start to your digital drawing journey. So anyway, that about, I think, sums up my feelings of the XP Pen Star G960 graphics tablet. Thanks XP Pen for sending me your tablet to review. I had a blast reviewing it. Anyway, if you made it all the way here and you watched my random tablet review, or if you're just not even a subscriber and you just happened upon this review and decided, wow, I'm just gonna sit through this whole thing, thanks. I'm still working on the prequel to Wolfsong called Never Talk to Strangers. Hopefully I'll have that available soon, but I'm not going to specify when because, I'm also working on comics and stuff, so I don't usually do these call to actions, but below you'll find my links to all my social media and to my Patreon. Please consider supporting me because I'm unemployed as fuck. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tablet review. Hopefully I'll get to do more of these in the future, maybe not. Either way, this was a fun experience for me. This was something different. Look forward to some other actual art content either the same day or soon, and even soon after. Alright then, that's it for me. Okay, bye everybody. Stay awesome.